Hey guys, welcome to Rosie's Dessert Spot. In this episode I'll be teaching you how to make this distressed rainbow cake. I've got my cake here to begin with and it's covered in fondant, and I'm using my airbrush to spray on my Americolor airbrush colour in red. So I'm starting at the bottom and I'm going to make about a 3 centimeter kind of spray, keeping my airbrush about 10 to 15 centimeters away from the cake. The reason why I'm making such a thick red is because now I'm going to go in with my yellow and I'm going to overlap to make that orange. And you want to do the same with the yellow, so you can overlap again with the blue and that'll create your green. Just like so. And one thing I would have done differently here is I would have worked a little bit closer with the cake, because you can tell just about at this section here that blue has oversprayed into my red and created a bit of a brown. So to avoid that, just work a little bit closer to the cake. I'm going to go in with my purple, and in circular motions I'm going to make an even coverage of purple at the very top of my cake. Making sure to add that to the edges as well. Just like so. And then next, you can avoid this step completely. I just thought it'd be kind of cool. Add a little bit of water onto your cake with a brush, just those little droplets. And what that does is that it accumulates the ink, and then when you go in with a paper towel, you can remove the ink to reveal the white cake underneath. Just a little something different, like a distressed look. And next I'm going to make some edible pearls to go around the base of my cake. So I've got my fondant, pressing that into my silicone mold and removing the excess with my metal spatula. Although I'd probably use a silicone spatula just to make sure you don't damage the silicone mold. Pop those out and press those onto the cake. You could add some water as well, but my cake is still pretty moist, so that's stuck on really nicely. I'm going to create my bow with some fondant strips. I'm going to cut it down to the size that I want, making sure both sides are even. And then with the end of those little bows, I'm going to add an M shape. So kind of just fold into an M shape, give it a pinch, and then attach those together with some water. I've rolled out another piece of fondant. I'm going to add that over the top, turn it over, and connect it. And that's going to hide that and create that pretty kind of middle section for the bow. Now to shape it, I'm going to stand it up, add my finger in between those sections and just widen it up until you're happy with the openness of the bow. And let that dry for a couple of hours. I'm going to make the ribbon section for the bow, their arms sort of thing. I'm going to add an M shape into both of those as well. Position my bow on the cake wherever I find looks nice, and then I'm going to fold it and attach those kind of arms to the bow. And I'm folding it because it looks a lot more realistic that way. It gives it a bit more movement. It just looks nicer.
Make a distressed airbrushed rainbow cake. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video tutorial. If you don't have an airbrush, you could always try using some Crisco vegetable shortening, just a very fine layer over the whole cake, and then grab your different colours and just with a large blush brush, just kind of dab it all the way around. But if you have an airbrush, it's a lot smoother looking, a lot easier, a lot quicker to do as well. And that's just another alternative, something different that you could create with an airbrush and removing the ink with water, just another technique you can have under your belt. And if you like, you can subscribe to my channel. I upload a new video every Tuesday and Saturday. Thanks again for tuning in, and I will see you next time.